Hi everyone, thank you so much. I'm Kathy Mondo. This is the Beauty Supply Insider, and I also have a podcast called The Beauty Supply Secrets. I'm here to spill the tea. That's it. So that's how you negotiate sounds. Like, if you want to have your own beauty supply store, something like this, what I have here, it was so hard for me to get into the industry, and I thought, like, if only I knew what I was getting myself into, I would have probably made a decision, a different kind of decision. Not that I regret having a beauty supply store, but I would have known what I was getting myself into. So I had separate, like, different kinds of expectations. For example, when I opened my beauty supply store, I was opening a high-end beauty supply store, somewhere nice and fancy, expensive, good quality hair and all that, right? So, big mistake, because when people came into the store the first time, they always say, "Oh gosh, Kathy, your store is very expensive." And I was like, "What do you mean expensive? Like, I want something quality. I don't want to have $20 wigs. I would not wear a $20 wig, right?" No offense to anyone who's on a tight budget or anything like that, but that's not what I was, looking to open. And what that made me realize that sometimes when you're opening your store, it's not really your store for you to shop, it's for your community. You're serving the community. So obviously those things changed, and now we have $20 wigs. We even discount some of those to $10. We have $30. Like tomorrow we have our Savage Saturdays. We're doing all synthetic wigs for $30. Grab whatever you can. Anything in the box, anything on the display, it's yours to get. So today, before I started filming this video, I went around the store and removed all wigs that I will not feel comfortable selling at $30. So let's say if it's maybe a human hair synthetic blend, those ones do cost a little bit more. I've even bought those wigs for like $30, $40, $45. So I would not be able to sell that for $30. So if I know that, I put it aside. We've had instances where we forgot to take them off the shelf, and when the clients found them, they bought it at that price because it was our mistake. So our Saturdays are usually wild. Anyway, that aside, let me talk about what really I want us to cover today. So I'm here back with my little notebook. I think we're gonna call this series Insider Secrets. So Beauty Supply Insider Secrets series. So this is going to be series 1 or episode 1. So I want to talk about building your relationship with your vendors. I'm guessing you already know who your vendors are. If you don't know, I have a vendor list that you can get for free, but you're gonna pay $4.99. That's main beauty supply store vendors, like the main ones, the ones we all know. So like those ones, like all those we know, right? But then there's the other ones, the hidden ones, the ones people don't really know. And especially if you're on a tight budget, someone who's not going to ask you for $3,000 for your first order. Okay. So if you want that, that's $297. I really spent time in there. I put everything, Pink Lemon right now is hot. I have it right there. I tell you who the vendor is. And if you bought my vendor list before, maybe last year, it's been updated. So just use the same email you used. Go log back into our beauty supply library and download the updated copy. Okay. All right. So now I'm talking about, now you have the vendor list. So let's build that vendor relationship. Okay. I hope the sound quality is good. Some of you have complained that my videos are not audible. So we have a microphone right here so that you can hear the sound much better. Okay. So step 1, what is the vendor looking for? Okay, so a vendor, most of them want to make sure that you have a physical location. So there's nothing wrong with starting an online beauty supply store. You're gonna maybe have much luck somewhere else, but for those of you who reach out to me to help you open online beauty supply stores, you already know how we do it. So we have a way that we make it work, especially to get products that are hard to get. Yes, sometimes, maybe through third-party vendors, but, we just have to make it work as long as the price is right. Okay? So when you reach out to them, most of the time they want to make sure that you have a physical location. Okay? They want to make sure that your business is registered. Okay? You don't have to be registered in the US. If you're out of the country, you can still get an account with them. but they'll just need to prove that you're actually a business over in your home country and that you have a beauty supply store. Just because they don't want people selling these products online and making the prices so cheap that the physical stores are gonna struggle to sell them. This is how they make money. We make money to be able to cover our rents, expenses, and all that. So if you're only having online store, you might not be getting a lot of expenses as a physical store, so you might be okay selling the hair cheap. And as much as they're trying to make sure that nobody is selling very cheap online, it's still very hard. There's still other people who are selling it extremely cheap, so it's really hard to navigate that, but they're trying to make sure that it doesn't really happen a lot. All right, so once they figure out that you have a physical location, your business is registered, they want to know your square footage. This is because sometimes if they realize your store is too big, they might ask you to spend more money. And people always tell me all the time, like, Kathy, these guys are asking me for $3,000. I cannot afford that. Trust me, I get it 100%. And that's why I always say, when you're starting out, don't be in a hurry to have like 5-10 vendors at the same time. It's good if you have the money, but if you don't, it's fine. Maybe use someone that you can spend $3,000 with them, get maybe 3 vendors, and then open maybe 2 accounts and spend $3,000. That's like $9K. So that's just on hair, and then you can do that also on products, and at least like $20,000 can help you at least get your foot in the door. It's gonna be tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be tough. But if you make it work, honestly, $20,000, you can make it work. People always ask me all the time, like, what do you think is a good number to start with? I have actually detailed that in a whole video. I talked about the true cost of opening your beauty supply store. So I'll link that in the comment section and you can go watch that. I break down all the costs that come with opening a store so that you have an idea when you're trying to open your own store, how much is really gonna cost you. Okay? All right. So the next thing, after they figure out who you are, they figure out your details and everything, they'll ask you to place your first order. So this is tricky. I'm gonna say that I think if you try and do this yourself, you might end up with old stock. So I'm actually standing down here. This is like my old stock section where I have things that really don't sell. Let me just, should I show you? It's not gonna look good on the vendor. Okay, I won't show you. But right down here on this lower aisle, I have not these. This sells well. It's like down here, I have some crochet hair that I thought were gonna be a bang. Never really sold, and these I have sold them as cheap as I can. Like right now they have like, oh, wait, what's the sticker right now? Right, I'm selling crochet hair for $2.99. I still have them right here. Like, no one wants them. I think when we had them the first time, they were like $8.99, went to $7.99, $6.99, $5.99, $4.99. Like, I'm literally down to like, I'm selling it at a loss. That's not even what I paid for that hair. It's just not it. And this is gonna happen. You're gonna end up buying stock that doesn't move. If you don't consult with someone who can help you buy products that are actually trendy, that are actually in season, that people really want, you'll be in trouble. Here's a trick though. If you're like, you know what, I have absolutely no money to spend with you, Kathy, I cannot buy your inventory list, I get it. But then be proactive. Look at my socials, look at my YouTube videos and my live streams when I unbox boxes, when things come in the store. See what I'm buying. I don't post all the time, but I do post frequently. So you can see exactly what I buy. Then you can say like, okay, if Kathy is buying that, then that's trendy. If Kathy has that in her store, then I'm gonna get that. So then you can know. I'm gonna highlight someone here who watches me a lot. This beauty supply store is called Right Hair Beauty Supply. These guys did not come to me for my consultation services or to help them open a store at all, but they watched my videos. Every time I would hold a vendor up, they would like screenshot and like go find that vendor, and they made it work. They literally went and did the hard work, like putting things together, doing all that. It's gonna cost you time, but if you're if you're choosing between I don't have time and I don't have money, you're gonna have to invest in something, right? The only reason why you would pay a consultant is to speed up time, right? Like, I don't want to make mistakes. Just show me how it's done. I just want to start straight. I don't want to make any mistakes at all. That was really nice, and I really like that, because that's exactly what I would have done. I pretty much did everything for myself when I opened my store, but I had someone come in the last minute to help me out, so that they can tell me, like, okay, yeah, you're onto the money here. Like, yeah, I like what you've planned here, especially someone to go over my business plan. I wanted to, like, get that assurance that I'm on the right path, that I'm doing the right thing. So they walked through my business plan. They walked through the list that I had for products that I wanted to buy, and they're like, yeah, that's good. You can go ahead and do that. And obviously, they struck off a few things, and some things I was like, ugh, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. So even when they told me don't get that, I was like, but I like it, so I bought it. And those are the things that I'm still stuck with them right now. Sure, you know what you're ordering for your store, and you want to balance between what your clients are asking for and what the market is demanding. Okay, all right. So now you can place your order. So now you figure out what you need from the vendor. You've placed your order. There's different types of payment that you can get with a with your vendor. They can say that you have to charge your card as soon as the order is placed. So they'll make you sign some forms, like ACH forms, so that when the order is ready, they just charge your card right away. Payment is taken out. Some vendors respect you a little bit, so they're not going to charge your card right away, but they'll give you at least 3 to 5 days to pay. So they'll hold the order and they'll wait for you to write a check. And if you don't write a check in about 2 weeks, the order gets canceled, and you might end up losing that account because you made them pack an order and then you didn't pay for it. So especially these hot vendors, I'm not gonna mention names in this video just because I don't want to say these guys are bad, these guys are good. I'm just gonna point the good, the bad, the ugly, but we're not mentioning names. So especially if it's an account that's really hard to get, and then you order and not pay for your order, you're risking that account getting closed. And if they close it, you're not getting it back. I hope you get that. All right. Another type of option would be they'll ask you to either mail a check before they release the item. So these takes too long. So I've had some of you reach out to me to place an order, and I'm like, yeah, we've placed the order. We're still working on it. I'm still waiting for the invoice. I'm still waiting for that order to come in, and I'm communicating. Sometimes I might not communicate as efficiently as some of you would love me to, but sometimes when you're working with vendors who want to receive the check before they release the product, it takes time. So that means that you reach out to them like, hey, do you have this product? I'm interested. They respond maybe same day, 2 days later, 3 days later. They're like, yeah, this is available. Okay, can I get maybe I had a client who was asking for like 12 pieces of these, 6 pieces of these, like that, and they send back an email. They're like, no, you can either buy in groups of 10 or in groups of 20, but we don't do like 6, 12 like that. And then another 2-3 emails back and forth, and I'm like, okay, finally this is the order, please place it. And they went ahead and placed the order, and once the order was placed, I got the invoice, and I sent the invoice to the person who was supposed to get it, to who had ordered it, and she goes like, it took too long, so I bought somewhere else. And I'm like, let's just talk about the timelines here, okay? So you might place an order, honestly, and it might ship same day if you have terms with them. So that means that they just ship your order and they get payment 30 days later, 60 days later. That's okay. They don't care. Once you place an order, they just ship it. And that's how my relationship is right now with a lot of vendors. But there's some vendors who, even after all the years that we've been working together, there's just hiccups here and there. If you watch my videos a lot, you know that there's this company that I said screwed up an order and basically reset my terms. So now I'm like back to square one because I'm working with a new person, and now it takes much longer to get orders processed with that vendor. So just know that not all of them is gonna take that much time, but I would say give it like a week. So once that you place your order to when the order ships out and maybe gets to you, a week. That's like the fastest turnaround. And these are people who I already have terms with them. So I order, they ship it, I get it in a week. I'm gonna pay them a month later. Or I order, I have to write a check. They'll ship it once they receive a picture of the check, maybe a week and a half. Or they have to receive the actual check in their office building before they ship out the products. Then now we're looking at 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And then there's those that it just takes too long. At least now we're at like 30 days from when you place an order to when you receive it. So just keep that in mind, because when you're running a business, it's not that instant. This is not Amazon, okay? This is not Amazon. I'm just being honest with you. So that really rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like, yeah, I think I need to explain how relationships work with vendors so that you have a realistic expectation. And if you already have your own store, why don't you comment in the comment section below? Why don't you let us know about your experiences? Because I don't want people to feel like, yeah, Kathy, come on. Let's make sure that, we're sharing notes. So here's the thing though. If it's taking 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, a whole year before you receive products that you've ordered from a vendor, yeah, something is wrong. So I know there's a company out there, because a lot of people are coming to me after they've been screwed up, paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Like I was just having a conversation with this lady. She paid them like $65,000. There was like consultation there for $30,000, and then like she had $35,000 that was supposed to go to her inventory. I'm like, why? If you have $65,000, why would you split that in half and give it all to someone? That just boggles me. And so you guys are out there paying $35,000 for someone to help you, or $30,000 for someone to help you, and you're coming to me and I'm giving you free 30-minute consultation. I'm literally giving, we had a sale on our self-paced course that was literally going for $1,750 to open your own store. Like literally just go do the course, that's it. Or if you can work with me one-on-one, like still less than $10,000. I know there are people who are charging crazy amounts, and I get it. I'm just here to make sure that you know what you're doing, because coming to me after you've been screwed and then saying that, oh, I cannot trust you, I have trust issues now. So now we cannot even work together because you have all this baggage that from wherever it came from. I mean, I'm trying to be respectful and understand, but again, some other people did that, and this was very surprising to me. Yeah, I'm not about that kind of negativity. I'm sorry. But yes, it's gonna take a while, so be patient. This industry is like that. We don't own this industry. We are new people in this industry. They already have their own way of communicating. They have their own way of talking with each other. They have their own things that go on. We are the people who are coming in from the outside, so we have to pay the price. There's this hot hair brand right now that nobody can get it, and I think I have now my 3rd order fulfilled with them this year. But here's the thing. The only reason why I get that product, even when all my other beauty supply store owner friends are struggling to get it, is because I have to prepay for it ahead of time. Like some of them that were delivered in February, I paid for it end of December last year. Like I paid $1,000, $1,500, and I waited for over almost 7 weeks before that item was delivered in my store. So sometimes we just have to do whatever it takes. Like, I really need that to have that hair because my competitor doesn't have it, and I need to make sure that I'm the one who has it. So I set that money aside, and they kept it for 7 weeks before I received the order. So it depends, how badly do you want this. This is not an easy industry. This is not just open a store, sit down, relax, and the money just cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching all the time. No, you're gonna put in the time, you're gonna put in the effort. Okay, all right. So your order has been shipped, your payment method has been figured out. Okay, so now you're chilling. Products come in the store, your clients love it. You're like, you know what, I'm feeling good. Your rep sends you some sale items. They're like, hey, we have this on sale, are you interested, do you want to buy? And they're pushing you. These guys are being paid by commission, so they want you to keep buying so that they can get their cuts. And they send you nice deals. Right now wigs are going for like $12.99, $15.99, some $9, $24, $29, whatever it is, 30% off, whatever deals are out there. Your vendor representative is sending them to you. So look at that deal, look at it. Is it a deal that your clients are gonna buy? Is it something they can afford? I've made this mistake before, especially when maybe I'm talking with the rep on the phone and he's sending me text and he's like, look at that one, do you want that? I have done that mistake, and I bought some wigs for $46. Yeah, there were like 20 pieces, and I was just like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, when they came in the store, I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot sell this wig for $90. It's impossible. So I ended up selling those wigs for like $60. I was so pissed off. So pay attention to those deals. Make sure that they actually make sense. We all make mistakes. Even me, with years in the industry, I still make mistakes. Okay? So you want to be very alert. So yes, now you're building that relationship. Maybe your vendor representative is not sending you a lot of deals. Just say hi to them, like, hey, good morning, how are you, I haven't heard from you, are you guys having anything going on right now? Can I take a look at some deals you have, stuff like that. Like, just reach out to them. And if they say something like, I went to see my family, whatever, just be like, oh really, where does your family stay, like, just have that small talk, build that relationship, build that rapport. Okay, it's gonna help you for what I'm about to say next. I know one person who just told me that one of their vendors have closed their account because she had a bounced check. And I was like, how did that happen? She's like, oh, they cashed the check and it bounced. And I'm like, did you know the date that the check was supposed to be cashed in? She's like, I usually track it, I don't know, for some reason I forgot. I'm like, okay. We are running a business, guys. Okay, we're running a business. You need to have a software. You can even use your phone. If you track your phone, have like to-do lists, have reminders, have things where you can track stuff, or just get a software. Like, the software that I'm using right now it's called like Boss Up for beautypreneurs, and it really bosses you up. Like, you can manage all your social media in there. You can track your invoices and your checks and all that. You can track to-do lists, like things you're supposed to do, like create flyers, print out flyers and stuff like that. Like, a lot of things you should be doing. It has like missed call, text back, so much. I did a live stream 2 days ago when I was talking about that software and how it's helped me in my business. And if you're interested, just let me know, because if you're out here forgetting duties for your store, you're not doing it the right way. You're making a huge mistake for your business. You need to take this business seriously. Okay? All right. So she told me she forgot, her check bounced. The company told her, we're gonna close the account because your payments didn't go through. So I want you guys to be in the habit of communicating with your vendors. Let them know if things are going downhill. Just let them know, like, they're human, they understand. But you cannot do this every single time. Honestly, I would say like once a year. honestly, once a year, you cannot use that excuse again in a whole 12-month period. So if this is something that keeps happening, you have to change how you order, plan better. You're better even off paying upfront so that you don't incur all these costs. Okay. All right. So I've talked about what the vendors need, how to place an order with them, how to keep up with them, how to build relationships, things to avoid, like, bouncing checks, communication, like, saying hi and all that, and just communication in general. And then finally, it's how to negotiate better terms. So every store, once you start out, they might ask you to pay up front. No one gets term right away day one, right? But with time, you're gonna have to negotiate terms with them. So a good way of negotiating terms is, instead of placing huge orders like 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, sometimes it's okay to just place an order for like $500. It's fine. You're gonna pay shipping because it's less than what they would give free shipping for, but you're being consistent. So when they look at your account, they're not seeing, well, they're looking at lifetime value, like how much you've given them, but they're also looking at frequency. So they're like, oh, this person actually orders maybe every other month. There are companies that I try to order at least every month with them so that they can know I'm active. And that helps because they see that you're actually selling their products. You're buying from them, you're selling their products. So they see that this is a good relationship to nurture. Okay. There's brands, even smaller brands, you can just do $300 this month, $300 next month, just something that you can manage. Okay, don't try and chase. Don't be seeing me here, I unbox huge orders and you want to do a huge order. Please don't do it. Like, I've been in the industry for a while, like, and right now I order a lot, but when I started out, $300, that's it. 2 boxes of braiding hair, that's it. I was not doing crazy orders. Okay, so remember, we're not Walmart. We're not those big stores, mega stores and all that. Well, unless you have the capability of doing that, so just go do that. I'm talking about the ones who are like just trying to make it work, just one day at a time, just making it work. Okay. All right. Once you've ordered frequently with them, just reach out and say like, hey, I've been paying for my shipping for a while. Is it okay if you guys maybe did like pay for my shipping now? Can I get free shipping? They might say yes, that's good. They might say no. Then you can say, well, how about maybe go half and half? I have companies that started me on a half and half, so I'd pay half the shipping and they would pay the other half. Or like a percentage. They're really, really flexible. So just try and make that relationship work and then negotiate terms. Then next time you can say, hey, I always pay you guys. Can I maybe get 30 days off? And then 30-day term. And then sometimes if they give you a deal that maybe the sales rep is trying to sell you something that you don't really necessarily need, but yes, you do need it. And the price maybe is not that great, but it's something that you can have in your store. Then in that case, you can tell them, so this is not really like a high priority for me to have in my store, but can you maybe give me maybe time like 60 days to try and sell it, move it, and I'll pay you back. And most of the time, because maybe if they're having a hard time selling something, they'll be like, yeah, it's okay, we can do that. So that's how you negotiate those terms. Okay, so that's it. So that's how you negotiate terms. All right. So if you have any questions, anything beauty supply related, business related, and you want to maybe ask me a question, just type it in the comment section. I always respond. If you're like, no, I really want to speak with you, then you can book a Zoom call. It's a Zoom call. I have some of you who book these calls and don't show up on the Zoom call. And when I follow back with an email, I'm like, hey, we're supposed to be having a meeting right now. Like, oh, sorry, I thought you were going to call me. No, it's not a call. It's not a phone call. It's a Zoom call. Need just the vendor list. That's okay. I'll put the links and you can just go straight to our website and purchase that. What else? Oh, and if you're an existing beauty supply store owner and you would like to share your journey, the Beauty Supply Secrets podcast is now accepting guests. So I would love to talk with you, talk a little bit about how you got started in the industry, how the industry is right now for you. Is it doing well? Are you struggling? Is there anything that you need help with? So these are like podcast interviews, right? So we'll just talk. If it's something I can advise you on for free, and that's it. So we can do either audio call or a video call. I would love to share stories, because right now many of you just hear my story and you're always curious, like, Kathy, can you share more other people? And I'm like, yeah, I think our platform, we're in that point where we can start having guests. We can start, like, let's be real. I don't want you to just come tell me like, oh, I made $20,000 this month or $30,000 this month. Let's talk. Let's be real. I know some of you are out there struggling, making 5,000, 5,000 a month, less than 10,000 a month, and I know it's tough. So why don't we just have that communication? Let's have that discussion, and let's see how we can at least start making money. We did this. We opened our own store so we can succeed and survive and thrive. Okay? All right. So that's it for today. If you want to join and be part of our community, we have a paid newsletter and group calls coaching that we do for $37 a month. And I would love to see you all over there. All right. Thank you. See you next video.